Wow. How do birds float so effortlessly in the sky? Do birds ever wear watches? And if so, does their time fly? What makes a tornado spin so fast, furious, and swirly? And what happened to that sweet mustache of mine that was so dignified and curly? Well, luckily I always carry an extra one. Oh, hey kids! It's me, Rousseau, aka the Questor. I think I was just rhyming unintentionally, which is what happens when I'm thinking really hard. Let me take care of those rhymes real quick. Water drop. Nose bop. Pork pop. Rhyme stop. Okay, they're gone. Thank goodness. Well, I've been asked many times recently, what exactly is a questor? So I came up with a rhyme, intentionally this time, to describe in 5 letters what a questor is, using the letters A, E, I, O, and U. A is for asking all of life's big questions. E is for exploring, going in each and every direction. I is for investigating, inspecting clues along the way. O is for observing, opening our ears to what others say. U is for understanding with all of your heart and mind, because a questor is somebody in search of truth, and truth is what we will find. As you know, I'm always asking big questions, like who am I? How did I get here? Why in the world am I here in the world? How do I know what is right and what is wrong? And what happens at the end of my life? What is my destiny? But today, I want to put those questions on pause and hear from you. I want to know, what are some of your big questions? Because earlier this week, one of my good friends who's a part of the Questor community, he's in 4th grade, he asked me one of the biggest and most important questions I've ever been asked in my whole lifetime. And this helped me to remember that grown-ups aren't the only ones with big questions. Kids have big questions too. And that's one of the reasons I love spending time with kids like you, is because kids aren't embarrassed that they have big questions. They're not afraid to ask lots and lots of questions because, much like me, they are very curious about the world all around them. Whereas grown-ups sometimes, they like to pretend they have all the answers, even if they're just as curious as kids. Now, something that I see from time to time that makes me rather sad is when I see kids asking lots of questions and the grown-ups or adults seem to be getting bothered or annoyed by all the questions. So, if you have a parent or grown-up around, will you go grab them and tell them Rousseau the Questor wants to have a quick word with them? Go grab them. I'll give you a few seconds. Hi, Mom or Dad. Rousseau the Questor here, and I wanted to give you a word of encouragement today. Imagine for a second that you just started a brand new job at a brand new company with new programs and new people. You would probably want your boss or supervisor to answer a lot of questions. Well, what if after 10 questions or so they said, "Come on, what's with all these questions? Can't you figure it out by now?" You'd probably be kind of discouraged. Well, just remember that kids are brand new to this world, and they're trying to discover it and explore and understand their place in this world, and it's your job to lovingly help them answer those questions. One last piece of advice is this. Don't take your kids' curiosity and willingness to come to you with questions for granted. In 10 years, when they're teenagers, they probably won't be as interested in the answers that you want to give them. So, take full advantage of these precious years and cherish them. Do your best to answer all of their questions while they're still so curious and willing to come to you with their questions. They'll know how much you care, and they'll feel so loved. That's all I have to say for the grown-ups today. Back to the kiddos. Curious is the feeling that we have when we see something new or something that we don't fully understand and we want to know more about it, how it got there, what it really is, what its purpose is, or how to use it. These are the feelings of curiosity. One of the things that makes people curious is when they see something magical. And I was talking to my friends Hadley and Evie and Nora, and they said, do more magic. So I want to show you a quick magic trick. I'm going to take this string and just give it a nice cut. And then, now that the string is cut, I'm going to take these two strings, and by pulling on one of them, watch very closely, it became one string again. Whoa! Are you curious how I did that? Curious is such a fantastic word. One of the things I love about the word curious is that it begins with C. We all see things that make us very curious about the world around us. The next letters in curious are you are, because you are a very, very curious kid. Kind of like me. And that's why I is in the middle of curious, because I, much like you, see things that make me very curious. But oh, what I love best about the word curious is that it ends with us. Being curious is great, but it's always better when it's all about us. Being curious together, having questions and talking about it together. That's what I love about curious. So, if you are a youngster who's a part of the Questor community, and you have big questions that you would like to ask, I would love to hear from you and maybe help answer those questions in future episodes. We're gonna do questions for the Questor. You have two options of how you can reach me. The first one is you could have your mom or dad or adult family member take a video of you this way on their phone. Say your name and that you're a part of the Questor community, and then ask your big question. Or, if you're a little camera shy, you could just write out your question. This is option number 2, and have your parent take a picture of your question and then post either your video or your photo on their social media, Facebook or Instagram, and hashtag thequester. That way I will be able to see it. And I would love to explore the answers to these questions in upcoming episodes. Well, until then, friends, it's like I always say, take care of those around you, especially in times like this. Always lend a helping hand. Keep asking life's big questions and do your best to understand. Be the best and most kindest you that you can possibly be, and seek truth along with love, which will set our world free. I'm Russo, aka the Questor. I've had so much fun with you, and I can't wait to hear your questions. Until then, keep being curious. Always ask the big questions, and always, I'm not so sure that I'm gonna be up for dancing today.